Welcome to episode number 51 of the BEBC BS Podcast. 51.
Jordan Radcliffe.
Who?
Jordan Radcliffe.
Boy, he didn't waste any time.
Oh my gosh.
Jordan Radcliffe.
2012, 2013.
And why did he wear
The British
51?
Bulldog.
I was going to say the British accent's all I remember.
The Annihilator.
And why did he wear 51?
I have no idea.
Who is his favorite player of all time?
That's
Nagurski.
right.
Bronco
Dick
Nagurski.
Butkus.
Ah, there we go.
Really?
Yeah,
I did
he
not know
loved.
that.
I remember him talking
I was
about
51.
Were you really?
Yep.
that. You were his other favorite.
You're going to get your
You were his second favorite.
Butt kissed.
I was probably 10th
You think?
favorite.
I got to thinking this week.
gosh.
Should we
I'm
not-
sorry.
Now we're in trouble.
That must have been painful.
We left a
It
mark.
doesn't take long.
Get it?
I feel the heat.
No game. There's no game. We got a lot of pent-up energy.
Yeah, see, people think we take the week off when there's no game.
And
But
man,
no.
it was unfair. I woke up yesterday, got out to go do things before I had to go to work, and I felt fall in the air. And then no game.
There's a twinge of fall.
We were sitting out there with a Gatorade ice chest open,
Yeah,
waiting
where
for
was
the players,
everybody?
and nobody was there.
We
They were
could
all in
have
study
gone
hall.
to the tennis match.
Oh, yeah. They got the district matches going on.
That's
don't they?
right.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
right.
I bet they were all
Go tennis.
Tim Riggins with their Lone Star beer.
Tim Riggins. Texas forever, baby.
I watched that all again this week, all 5 seasons,
In 1 week?
2 weeks.
Dude, that's serious TV watching right there.
it's-
Binge watching.
Completely serious.
It's sadness.
I need you to move up just a little bit because my big fat head's cutting yours out. So there you
Okay.
go.
Sure, it's the head.
Yeah. I was thinking, we call this a podcast, but really it's not.
It's a vlog.
It's a cornucopia
Vlog.
of nothingness.
Well,
See?
technically, from the technical term, it is a vlog or a video log.
Video blog.
Video blog or whatever. It's not a podcast because podcasts are just kind of
There's a
like
blog. A
when
single
Apple
person.
recognizes us as a verified podcasting team,
You know,
Never gonna happen.
they have podcast awards every year, and I think it's in Vegas.
We
I think
should
we should
submit
get
one.
nominated, yeah.
Which
Oh
one should-
my God!
That'd be
I
awesome.
heard they have real good shows there.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Would they ever
And good
laugh us
buffets.
off the?
That'd be funny though. Wouldn't
Yeah, would be.
it? Be funny. We'd be up for a.
you know what? I bet our
We'd be right there with.
Oh, we'd be above one person. I know that.
yeah.
Who are those two ladies?
Yeah.
Coming in next to last would be
What's the two magicians guys' names?
Penn and
Teller.
Teller.
Penn
yeah.
and Teller.
Oh, I thought you meant Siegfried and Roy.
well, aren't they down to one now?
Well,
Yeah. I know, guys. We're just bantering, but
It's
you
the
know, there's
glass
no
eye.
game to talk about. 51, Jordan Ratcliffe. Shout out to you, brother, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing.
So you're going to get 51 minutes of this.
Yeah.
well, we could talk about the one game.
One game. Which game is that?
Well, the South Lake Geyer game.
Nah.
that seemed to be the game of the night last night. Here.
overrated.
It was. Somebody was overrated. That's for sure.
Mansfield Alito was a pretty
It
dang
wasn't
good
Mansfield.
game.
It was Midlothian.
Well,
Same
started
thing.
with an M.
They're all from
That
down
M
there.
team.
That M
M
team.
team, which was even more
What?
surprising that it wasn't
Go
Mansfield.
back and get your GED.
Boy, y'all are getting the inside view of the BBC today, man. This
Did
is
you wear your Depends?
Can you feel the love?
He doubled up.
he doubled up
Yeah.
just in case. Well, we're going to take a look.
Same
We're
one for a week.
at
Yeah, you're good for the.
the halfway point of the regular season.
I can't believe it's half over.
I know it. It's awful.
It's not. Come on, guys. The regular season's half
Yeah,
over.
exactly. That's what we meant.
The Allen season
It's just
is
a third
still
way
right
through.
a little over a
We're
quarter.
only a quarter
But
through.
it goes so stinking quick.
Well, I don't know. If we have to play Rockwell, we might not do so well.
Rockwell.
Rockwell.
Somebody's
Rockwell.
watching
That's
me.
up there with Scrubs.
There's a wall. And a
Somebody's
well.
watching me.
At the halfway point, your Allen Eagles are 5-0.
Yep.
Doing great.
5-0
Fitty.
with as pointed out earlier today,
Ba, 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 ba,
3
ba.
come from
I was just
behind
gonna do
victories,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is
Stunning.
kind of unusual for Allen to be in that position where you have to come from behind.
Yeah, we haven't done that since 2014.
Oh. You know, I was thinking. Here we go, thinking again. That's twice. You know, I pass Lovejoy High School every day, and Lovejoy scored not last night, but last week scored 51 points and lost. And I was telling Sherry last night, you know, it's kind of like the days 2014. Remember the Geyer game, and Geyer scored 54,
back and forth.
And we beat them, what,
69 to 50. You know, and
That was Arlington
That was
Martin.
Arlington Martin in
Arlington
the
Martin.
playoffs.
In Denton.
Denton
In Coppa
guy.
Chain,
You're
yeah.
right.
69-54. That was.
We did
Scholar went crazy.
How deflating does that have to be if you score 51 points and you lose?
Well, Dutch Fork. Remember that?
Yeah.
We played in Kimbrough, same way.
Yeah.
You're like, golly, that'd be awful.
That's got to be frustrating for
Oh.
a defensive coordinator.
When
Yeah.
my brother-in-law Jay was at Wiley East, I went to. They played one of the Frisco schools in a playoff game, and it was double overtime, and the score was 77-70 final. You know,
There's
no
D.
defense.
No D in the DF dub.
Yeah.
So here we are. I'm
Until
sorry.
they play
No, I'm just saying get this out. When teams don't have a ton of talent, they seem to put it all on the offensive side of the ball.
True.
And keeps them in
Outscore
games
everybody,
to try to outscore teams.
Yep. I.e. Rockwall.
Yep.
So, anyhow.
Well, and my point with them was they got exposed. I mean, Longview is an absolute fantastic team. They've got good players on defense.
Especially at home.
Yep, especially at home.
Yep.
It's a tough venue to play in. But,
Yeah.
but
Rockwell has one
when Jackson Smith
He's out.
Jangingba went
Is he out?
player. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play last night.
they folded.
Not forever.
Yeah,
He got hurt in a
Not
long
for the
game.
season.
Hurt.
That's why, in like
yeah.
the second play
That's
of the
what I
game or
was mentioning.
something.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they're exposed. They're still good. Their quarterback's really good, and
Yeah.
they beat Horn last night. If I didn't see the
Yeah.
final on that, but I think they ended up beating Horn. So
and our buddies over at Mesquite.
did they win?
Yeah, they won 49 to whatever
Oh,
against
Heath.
Heath,
That
yeah.
game got delayed by lightning. I saw. That's the only thing I saw in that
Yeah, that's
game.
crazy.
I know. I saw it. I saw it 10 o'clock.
like-
2 minutes
Must have been
before
heat
the
lightning.
beginning
Sure
of the
that
second half.
Transformer.
And what was
blowing
that
up or
score to the
something?
Heath game last year?
Well, I know at halftime it was what
3-2?
5-2.
Four- it was like 4-2 or-
6-2.
That was our.
That was our visit to
Field
Fleener
trip.
last year, which we did not do this year. It would have been a better game, obviously, this year. But
Yeah,
anyhow, back to Allen.
because that's what it's all about.
That is what it's about, and that's what people
It's the center of
tune
the
in here
universe.
for.
All five
5-0 wins over Cedar Hill, Dickinson, Coppell, Plano, and then last week over McKinney. The district games really not that close, which was kind of expected.
Yeah.
But the Cedar Hill, and again, we're going to talk about, and I want to talk about the biggest surprises compared to the questions we have. If you go back to the first podcast of the year, what were the questions on this team from our point of view, and how
We
those
had
have
a
been
lot of
answered
them.
through five games, and how the team's done. So I think we go back, and my recollection is the number one question we had was
The line.
O-line.
O-line.
offensive line, and I think we can start right there.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't have any questions.
Wow. Completely 180 degrees from what we thought. Well, what we did. Well, let me reword this. We didn't have an
Kimasabi.
expectation. We didn't have
Yeah.
an expectation.
Yeah,
We
a lot
didn't.
unknown.
We didn't know. There was too much unknown when it came to both lines, actually, offense and defensive line. And through 5 games, they have been. We haven't missed a beat compared to years past.
I'm going to defer to who I think is our O-line guru here,
David?
Mr. Thad Dingler, because I think he watches the Hogs more than any of us do. I'm more of a
Woo
skill-
pig.
Yeah.
Not those Hogs.
Yeah, they almost beat A&M.
and they all
that
they almost
says-
beat San Jose State too.
No, they overlooked.
That just tells you how badly
They
A&M
almost beat
was
Al
overrated.
J.V. White.
Oh, you know what? My Hogs. You brought it up. My Hogs are good. They are
They're
young.
young. Yep. They're going to make some noise.
They're going to make some noise. We got Kentucky.
That was funny. Everybody can see it. That was funny.
Woo pig. Mo.
Okay.
Offensive line, Thad.
All right. Well, I reached out to Tanner Norris's dad, Mike.
Yep.
We all know Mike.
Yep.
And
Tanner,
and-
number 74, right?
Right.
Yep.
And I was telling him, hey, we're everybody's fears have been laid to rest. Basically how well they've played. And I said, I watched a lot of the replays Tony has out there, and I'll watch the O-line. They move in concert. They really do. We had the big boys last year that could motivate people down the field.
Motivate.
Yeah, they run right over.
Motor grade.
But
Where's
this
a
year,
pen? Where's a pen?
it's we've got some guys that can move and get out there. And I think that's one thing, that little stretch zone play that we run to the right, if you watch it, man, the tackle kicks out, this guy seals, it's too pretty. And so what we lack in size and strength, they make up in agility and just being well coached. Really and truly, Mike Carter has got those guys really not blowing assignments. I mean, we would see last year guys not getting picked up on the blitz, and you'd see one guard be double teaming on somebody when he shouldn't have been. And the linebacker. We haven't seen that.
They're staying in their areas, which is really good, and that
Mike
complements.
They're just a bunch of blue collar kids that want to work,
And that complements exactly what I've said all year long about the gang tackling. Whenever an opposer has a ball, everybody on defense just attacks and pushes that person back.
Go ahead, Noah.
And the thing that I find so greatness is that this line is young.
Yep.
3 sophomores, 2 juniors.
Well, they got
a senior.
Colton
tackle.
Ellard is a senior,
All right.
but they've got. If you, at any time you look out there, and Tanner Norris is a senior, but you can look out there sometimes, and there are 5 underclassmen with 3 of them being sophomores. And
in the heavy rotation. That's always a good thing.
We have not seen in a while.
And think of the 2 sophomores that we've seen in the past. Brad McNulty, Tajon, Roma.
Yeah.
Well, little.
And both of those were freaking beasts.
And you talked about, maybe not having the strength and everything, but that will come as they continue to grow. You know, and that was, I think, as a group, the biggest concern of the year was, okay, you got skill positions, but you got 5 new starters on the offensive line. How are they going to come together? And I think we in our first podcast after the Cedar Hill game, I think we all sat here and go, wow, okay. It appears to be okay, but it was one game.
Right.
And now you're 5 games in.
Yeah.
And
bigger sample size.
One of the things you can attest that to, and again, we have great skill position players, but the average, Matt Welch had this stat this week I picked up on, the yards per rush average for every running back, not just the starters, 8.3 yards per carry. Mm-hmm. I don't know a coach in America that won't take that. And I think it's only been done one time in the DFW area where a team has averaged over 8 yards a carry for the season. So halfway through, Allen's averaging 8.3.
Bubba, give Mike Carter a raise.
Thank you, Mike Carter.
Hey, all I got to say is
you're doing an awesome job.
Too. We got
Coach Gill.
Oh, excuse me.
All I got to say is Geyer thinks they got something next year and want to play us. Well, we may have a little something for them as well too. Now.
It's been fun to watch, and I guess we'll stick on the offensive side of the ball before we switch over to defense because we've got a lot of comments there too.
Speaking of the line, I would probably venture to say that we have the best 210-pound right tackle in the whole state of Texas.
Is that what
I'm
he
just
is?
throwing that out there.
I think they got him listed at like 220.
Look at the books.
But he is 6'5" or 6'4".
Yeah, he is a tall kid.
Dude, he looks a heck of a lot bigger than that in person.
Yeah, they got those rib protectors and everything on him.
He looks an easy 280.
He looks, what I love about him is you look at him and say he can hold another 20, 30, 40.
Oh, easily.
Easily.
That's the thing.
Yeah, he can grow into his
Oh,
body.
and
he will.
Well, his big brother
He
could
will.
too.
Where his brother never, he played center all those years, and he never, poor guy, he was as big in his senior year as he was in 8th grade.
Yeah, it says 6'4", 210 on the...
210?
Yeah.
All right, Tanner. Eat, brother. Eat. No, it's great. That's been very...
But it's all muscle.
I don't think 210's right either.
We get to the quarterback position. Anybody have any thoughts about Raylan and from what you expected to what's actually happened?
The thing I like about Raylan is he has been compared to, because of his stature, to a one Kyler Murray. And I think he's answered those questions in interviews like, hey, I just want to be Raylan Sharp. No, and I.
He didn't mind it, but he wants to be him.
Yeah, and but what I like about Raylan is that he'll move around in the pocket or scramble
Look.
to get rid of the ball and not take off all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that promotes. The receivers to keep working on those instead of turning the block like they have in the past couple of years.
Well, he's had all day.
Yeah,
He hasn't
Yeah.
really been pressured that much
But-
in the pocket.
we've seen in years gone by that it'd be just one read and
Yeah.
then either take off or whatever.
Right.
And I think he goes through his progression a little better, and then still works to want to throw the ball.
And he can throw the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Man,
gosh.
He can throw it on a rope.
On a rope, and he did last week.
You know,
When I have been seeing the
I like his
coaches have
release.
been throwing in some interesting pass route wrinkles. They may not do some of those pass plays as much as we like, but I have seen some different wrinkles in this last game that we played. There was one, which one was it, Blaine or Bryson, that came out of the wide receiver slot on the outside, on the right side, and he ended up going an underneath route, curled it in, boom, right there for Raylan. Raylan was doing a very short rollout, right to him.
Yeah.
It had perfect open position because they weren't necessarily expecting it. Almost a pick, but it was effective. It worked.
a rub route.
There you go,
Got
rub.
Not a
Rub
pick, come
route.
on.
Got to call it
Don't
rub.
rub
I
us the wrong way.
I would honestly say that we probably haven't seen near the playbook yet, even though this late in the season. We still got a pretty
It
good.
does feel like there's some
There's something being held back yeah.
there.
Well, I think part of that is Raylan's ankle injury.
Yeah.
Because we saw.
Because he ran a lot in the Cedar Hill game.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
he had over 100 yards in Cedar Hill. He got hurt the second game. He didn't play Coppell. And he hasn't run that much in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
Now, personally, I mentioned this at breakfast this morning. I think you can go a couple weeks, but come 1st of November,
I was going to say, there's a game November 1st.
I think you're going to see
some
his
unleashing.
wheels being
Yeah.
turned back
Keep on turning.
If he can keep them, if he can
They're
get-
in the
continue
shop.
to be
Keep on
healthy.
burning.
Yeah.
They're in the shop right now getting
Rolling.
tuned up.
Because that is a weapon that they haven't turned loose the last couple of weeks.
And thank God again for the offensive line. They've opened up gigantic holes
Yeah.
for our guys to run through.
Yeah.
Average 8-something yards per carry.
Yeah, come on, Selden. You're
Holes
only
you could run through.
So Raylan for the
Port-
year,
Not a problem.
we'll get to him in a minute. Raylan 72 and 114,
Probably a lot faster than
63%,
you.
over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, but it takes me a hell of a lot longer to slow down.
Excuse me. This is a family podcast, sir.
It's all about them.
All
The
four of them.
Coppell game. Drew Cerniglia and Hayden Showalter rotated for a little bit.
combined 18 for 25.
Yeah, and so Drew's throwing at 75%, Hayden at 60% for the year, and Allen won a game without their starting quarterback, which was good to see. Now we get to the running game, which I think I don't think Selden Manning's surprising any of us, because I think going back to when he was at Ford,
Yeah.
we've been hearing about him and how good he was, and then he had the knee injuries and back-to-back years, and it was just a matter of Selden staying healthy. Last year, Selden stayed healthy, and you saw exactly the kind of runner he could be.
That's right.
And I made this comment several times this year already. The thing I love about Selden is the end of the play,
Falls forward.
he falls forward, and he's never going backwards.
Yeah, he runs angry.
God, he's a tough runner.
Is this his 6th year?
I don't think they give you that
He's
many
21.
years of eligibility. The I'm not going to say the surprise, but the kind of, oh, look what we have behind Selden.
Yeah, Bubba.
One of my favorite players, and this one of Allen's too, I know, and is Mr.
The
Too Pretty Jordan Johnson.
It's too pretty to play
Number
football.
And
11.
I thought about this last night when I was thinking about that. He glides when he gets the ball. His running style.
Yeah.
It's just pretty, and
Yeah.
we've gotten to see it a lot on a lot of long runs this year. Somebody was talking about the sweep to the right,
Yeah.
and how many times he's broken that, and you can just see it happening.
Just go back and look at the McKinney game. The first long touchdown he had, the safety that was on the other side started coming over. He hadn't even got to the linebackers yet. and he outran that angle.
Yeah.
That guy had the angle on him, and he outran it.
Missed
Oh, yeah, I
John's
remember
angle.
that guy. We're like, oh,
It's
he's got him.
his breakaway speed.
Yeah.
I don't think they can't fathom until he
Well,
blows right by
something-
them.
Something must be catching also, because not only is Selden always doing the go forward, always thinking vertical up the field, and when he gets hit, he's pushing forward. But Jordan is doing the same thing, and then number 31, our sophomore Jalen Jenkins,
Yep.
is the same way. When
Yeah,
he
he-
hit in that last game,
Well, they need to
Boom.
shrink his rib protector
Moving
a little
forward.
bit. He looks like a fat boy out there running a little bit.
and he's not.
He does,
He's
man.
not.
He's built. But I was like, okay, which one does it belong? You know, you look at Selden and Jordan are kind of built the way, and then, you know.
Maybe they're expecting him to grow into his rib protector.
Well, yeah, Jalen, he's
Is
what,
it-
180? Yeah, he's going to be.
Is
he's gonna be
anybody
a lot-
else kind of holding their breath, though, the way that Selden twists all the time?
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait
all the
for him
time
to
I'm
get
like,
hit. Yeah.
Or
you know?
that, or it's somebody's got a hold to his ankle when he twists, and there goes that knee again.
you know, I mean, every time you're just,
But
Well, he's got 2 titanium knees now. I don't think they can break anymore. Hey, we need to get our buddy Sam Hunter some more carries.
Just
man.
fixing to bring him up.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I was
Holy
looking for.
cow.
he's quick as a hiccup.
Good Lord. Quick as a hiccup. I like that. Speed on that kid.
He's tough
Yeah.
as a fuck.
The Plano game,
wow.
when he scored that first touchdown, I was like, the
was a
safety's
thing of
got an
beauty.
angle on him. The safety's going to get him. And it was just like, I'm gone. Y'all can see me in the end zone. And he did it again. Sam
Yes,
is
he
very
did.
quick.
He did.
Him and Jordan are probably by
And-
far the 2 fastest
and
running backs.
Coach Alford, when it's the fourth quarter and we have 30 seconds left, do a little swing pass to Sam. Just
for the
get him
beauty-
out there.
just for the beauty of it.
Just
You
to-
remember how we used to beg for him to get the ball to Sammy's house so
Yeah.
he could take it to the house?
Yeah.
So we could say that?
Yeah.
Right.
We want Sam in space.
We want,
you know,
we
That-
want to
oh,
do a little,
can you
we'll do a little
imagine?
why
hunting.
isn't Sam returning kickoffs?
Well,
I don't know. He may be after this.
after last week, just saying.
Yep.
But the running game's been very strong. I think
Yeah.
Very.
which sincerely helps the passing game. You know, there's the good thing about it. If you look at the numbers, they've got 1,246 yards rushing, 1,199 passing. You talk about balance.
Yeah.
You know, you really can't ask for any more, which puts defense in a crux. What do? Do I bring 8 in the box? If you do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go over the top. So it's good. Speaking of receivers, you got 90 catches on the year, led by Blaine Green's 25. Darion Sherfield's 15. Bryson Green has 18. The man I wouldn't want to face in open field, Justin Hall.
Big Red.
Yeah.
oh,
That's
I love
6.
it when they sneak him out. That is so
Yeah.
beautiful.
You know, there's double-digit averages on all these guys catching. I think the receiving core has just been as good as we thought it would be. To me, Darion Sherfield's been a surprise. He's tough over the middle. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
He played quite a bit last year, and you didn't.
Yeah, he's taking some hits.
Yeah, he's tough
Gotten
over
right
there.
back up.
And he's fast too. You don't realize how fast Darion is.
He chews up some real estate. He
Yeah,
got some,
when he gets his wheels going. The Greens have been, consistent on the outside.
Catch everything low high. Well, almost everything. But yeah, they'll really go after the ball, which
And
is
that's what
very
I
impressive.
appreciate. They'll go after the ball,
Yeah.
and then after the catch, they're going to get everything they can.
We love y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
and a couple of the ones, and I'm
Thrown
not gonna
behind you. And
give them a hard time, but a couple of them are those where
Look the
Hook-
ball in
look-
before
yeah,
you look it down the field.
the look in where they're facing the quarterback and they want to catch it and tuck it and go, and they do everything but tuck it.
They get the order screwed up.
Yeah, and you can't blame a kid for that.
Hey,
It's
it
not-
happens.
It just
Absolutely.
Happens in the NFL
But
Yep.
you know we're going to razz on them just a tad.
because we can.
We
Because
can.
we're good friends,
Yes.
and so
We also have Aiden Wessel, though.
we do have Aiden Wessel, 1 catch for 1 yard. By golly,
100%.
He's been targeted.
1 for 1 for 1.
There you have it. We have scoring by quarters. I put on our sheet that we have a little cheat sheet.
That goes back to why I raised my hand earlier.
You raised
Okay,
your
you
hand?
brought up 3 come from behinds.
right.
Is it come from behind when we're down in the first quarter?
Yeah, you had to come
'Cause we're
from behind to
behind.
win.
Hey, we're stretching it here. We
All
can do
right.
whatever
I
we
mean,
want.
Merriam-Webster. James was talking
Because
about
I'm sitting here.
Merriam-Webster.
Okay, here's another question. Is it a come from behind when it's the first 2 minutes of the game?
You
If
still
we're
behind.
behind, we're behind.
I mean, we
Which-
spot
What you
Dickinson
see
7
depends on
points.
where you stand.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, it's interesting, and you can make of it what you want. But the first quarter, Allen's outscoring their opponents 77-17, which, for those of us who've been following Allen football for a long time, that's not surprising.
No.
Ever since, as long as you can remember, Allen's been quick out of the box. Second quarter, it's 49-45. Allen kind of see a little slowdown. The other team makes some adjustments, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And then halftime
The blowout,
comes.
yeah.
And the adjustments are
Third
great.
quarter, Allen's outscoring opponents 52-17.
And we've won the toss 4 out of 5 games.
That's correct.
Correct.
And so we've received, and that.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Yes.
And so, and then at one point, McKinney last week tried the onside kick to start the.
You know, and
Third
I get
quarter.
it, but
Well, again, I think Coach Shaver
Nothing to lose.
to realize my defense can't handle these guys. I need
Right,
to
so
do
might as
something.
well.
Let's keep the
whether
offense
they
on the
start
field.
at the 45 or they start at the 25.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
So
yeah.
let's flip the coin and
See what happens.
See if we can get the ball.
Fourth quarter, which surprised me when I put these numbers together, it's
Yeah.
Allen scored 34, the opponents have scored 35. Because I always, in the fourth quarter, I think we always lose the fourth quarter. But it's actually been even for the year. And so Allen's outscoring opponents 212-114 for the year.
Well, and how much,
averaging
how much
40
of that,
points a game.
how much of that has really been at the very end? Because like last week, it was the next to last play or third to last play. McKinney
Plano had a
scores.
long run at the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, the games outside of the Coppell game,
And Coppell too.
the
Didn't
games
they?
really have been decided.
Yeah,
James, who's
you know,
our
when
opponent
when our
playing
when our
at
very
that
valued like fourth string and fourth line is in there.
Oh, we have a new name for them.
That's not what you said last week.
That was last week.
Say that again.
The non-varsity players
Are
are
very
in there.
No, they're varsity.
Very
They're
important.
on varsity.
Wow.
Well, our first line, yeah,
There you go.
our starters.
So, what's been the biggest surprise for y'all for the first 5 games?
The line.
the O-line, how well they've played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even in the spring game against our own team,
Yep.
the O-line was having a tough time.
Oh,
Yep.
Well, I think both sides, both lines, because we
Well,
have
yeah,
And we'll
questions on both
switch over to
And
defense.
for me,
Oh, okay.
and for me, defense.
Yeah.
Just the two things. It's the defensive line linebackers. You know, just the front 7 are very, very swarming.
Active.
And then the activity comes in where you're seeing 9 people around the ball, 6 people around the
Yeah.
ball when it comes to tackle.
As David mentioned.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I mean,
alone.
it's a game. It's a party every time there's a
It's a
tackle.
party at the ball.
Party at the ball. Last
but
winner
it-
has to pay.
But yeah, that was that front 7 was a question mark from our, well, I guess from our.
Well, and we had
standards.
some people coming over, but with the switch of Elijah moving from tight end over to defensive end, and
Did
then
we know that?
we knew we had Lane Lewis. Yeah, we knew it coming into the year. We knew it in the middle of the summer, maybe, or
Did
or
you know
toward
that
the
he's
end of the
playing
summer.
on defense this year?
We didn't know he was playing. We all thought he was tight end.
Yeah.
You may have
we
known.
learned.
No,
somebody learned.
Yeah.
somebody talked about it
Yeah.
in the summer.
Yep.
That he had switched over.
Yep.
That was
Because
a
they-
great move.
But the front
Yeah.
4, which
Yeah.
I guess you call the front 8 because
Yeah.
they rotate so many,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially against the run,
Right.
in my mind. Now, again, you'll look at the yardage of the other teams.
Where are those stats, Mr.
Hey,
Mark?
hey, I can only do so much. I'm buying a building this week. I've been busy.
Well, let's get out the gray poupon.
Some people call them outhouses. He calls it a building. Whatever.
Yeah, get
Got
off.
bathrooms. Come on.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about now.
Sorry.
We're
Need to
talking
show
about the
them.
Hey.
we're talking about the D line, how they
front
stop the
8.
run.
Yeah,
the
a
front
lot of the I'll just call them junkyards that pad the stats have come in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So when you again make teams one dimensional, and I think Corey just finds a way every year to coach these kids to do what they're doing. Again, we had 10 new starters on defense to start the year, and I don't care how talented they are when they're all new. it's always a question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because communication's such a big deal on defense.
It's a team
especially
game.
in secondary, getting the right coverage called, or what when they audible and they switch. Everybody has to make the adjustment.
Sure.
I have one thing that I want to bring up while we're talking about defense. Last week I was on my way to the game and I was listening to the old coach, and
You were late.
yeah, Drogosh. Yeah,
That's a
Drogosh had made a tackle, and Coach Bailey goes, "Yeah, Coach Kane said that Drogosh is leaning." I'm not trying to be verbatim here, but in hawk tackling. So the technique there is called something. So we got to find out what that is.
Hawk
Are you
tackling?
spreading your wings like a hawk to make the tackle or whatever? But it's some way they call
Probably
it hawk
singles.
tackle.
Well,
So,
98 made a hawk tackle
Yeah.
on like the third play of the game.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was awesome.
He went flying squirrel.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
The tackling has been fantastic. this season.
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Very few broken tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
been a couple, but it's
missed
been-
tackles.
Yeah.
But as far as breaking them, they get their hands on you.
Yeah.
They wrap and then like you said,
Gang tackle.
Gang tackling.
And I love seeing that. I love
Yeah.
running to the ball.
You know, if you slow the guy up, if you're the first one to the ball, you slow the runner up, you know you got backup coming.
Mm-hmm.
So you
You're
just slow him
creating a
up.
target.
Yeah.
It's like when someone throws a churro in the middle of six of us. It's
Wow.
I'll win
fingers.
that one.
oh,
I'll win that one.
Yeah, I think there's been
The
a
old
lot
closure,
of.
will.
the bathroom.
I think there's been a lot of great things this year. The coaching has been the way they brought these kids up. From JV and gotten them to play the way that their attitude. They play more like a team. I think they're all about each other. Just overall, the whole team just seems to have a different type of chip on their shoulder, where they're going to support each other. But the biggest surprise has been that student section.
I'll go with that one.
you're on that.
Oh my gosh, I cannot say enough about the student section and the way they've come out this year, and the ROTC
That's
kids.
cool.
That's
that they
huge.
That
did
is awesome.
With the
When have we ever
push-ups
seen
and
that?
stuff, yeah.
Well, they march
Just-
over from the school,
new
just
traditions.
like the
Got
the
one.
Yeah, the
band.
cadence and
Yeah.
and whose was it? Whose father was over?
It was Teresa Green's dad. I guess it
Who
was
came
former
from
Marine.
who came from Minnesota down
Last
for the
week,
game.
yeah.
And he was a Marine, and he stood up
Yep.
when they came marching
He
by.
heard
and-
that cadence.
I mean, that's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
I think it really is. How cool
Yeah,
it is
so
to
kudos
see
to
kids
you
like
guys.
That's that senior class this year.
I mean,
that's-
even at our away game against Plano, they showed up in strength. I was, it's just great.
I asked Toby, my son Toby's a senior this year, and he's down there. I said, Toby, what? And he said, and we have to give a little shout out to a former Allen Eagle coach to have he has a little bit of say in this. J.D. Walker is one of the I guess you call them chaperones or whatever. They got teachers down there, and he's helped coordinate and picked out what basically yell leaders,
Good for
cheerleaders, to get this thing going.
fired
And
up
so,
and, lead 'em.
Toby said that
That's awesome.
JD is down there, and I don't know if he's directing them, hey guys, y'all need to do it or anything like that, but he's been a big part of that. So it's been
the
some
one that-
communication between.
See the one that came with Push It?
Yeah, they could leave that one off. I don't like that one.
I don't
But,
like that either.
You know,
Is that what they're saying? Push it.
yeah.
Tell your wife that she wanted.
Yeah,
to
they're
know.
saying push it, push it.
not what you would think they
No,
would be
I know.
saying.
Instead
The
of what
first time I heard that, it was Plano West student section doing it, and I'm like, we don't want to emulate anything
No.
that Plano West did.
No.
But
And,
I think it'd be
and
cool.
now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Are we off?
Nope, we're good.
Oh,
Dadgummit.
Totally off.
That guy Max Preps, man, they're just killing you with.
are you looking up houseware sales for
Papa
Nolan?
pads.
Yes.
What?
All right, so what else we got?
Shopping network.
All right, so let's go to the district.
Okay.
And
No comments about the secondary?
District of Doom.
we talked
Okay.
about the secondary.
No, that's okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's enough.
Secondary's had its challenges, and I think that's a fair
They're
statement.
getting good experience.
They are getting some experience, and you look down the road. I think we'll talk about this in a minute, but you circle the Prosper game, and that's where
Oh, heavens.
you'll
Big
see.
district test
Yeah, Plano East this week.
over at Kimbrough.
You go into the district now, and you have 3 teams undefeated in district. I don't know if you knew that.
Who's the third?
Jesuit.
Jesuit.
They got E.J. Smith back, and they've been
Yeah.
playing better, and so Jesuit is undefeated. Prosper, Jesuit, and Allen are all 2-0. Pesh and Plano are both 1-1, and then you got Boyd, West, and McKinney who have not won a game in district.
And
I'm
lo
not
and behold,
mistaken,
Boyd and West are playing each other,
We
so
held
that should be like the bottom.
Mr. Smith to very few yards last year.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't really do much until they went in the Wildcat.
And they're
Yeah,
not
that's
using
probably
him.
not-
I
In the
watched-
fourth quarter.
I watched their game with Boyd the other day, and they're
Yeah.
really not using him at running back as much as you think. They've got him split out as a receiver.
Yeah.
Has he been hurt some?
Yeah, he was hurt the first
Okay,
couple
that
games.
well, that may have been why they.
So,
Yeah.
Good. But anyhow, you got 3 teams: Prosper, Jesuit, and Allen at the top of the leaderboard. And I think if being realistic, it's going to come down to November 1st. Allen at Prosper to determine the district title. Prosper, I was just looking up Prosper's schedule. They're 5-0, and they've only given up 62 points, but they have not beat a team with a winning record. So
Katie?
I take that back. Flower Mountain may have a winning record. I can check that real quick, but everybody else, yeah, Flower Mountain's 4-1 actually. So that's the
It's Flower Mountain.
it is
The
Flower Mountain.
Doughboys.
So there's been a lot of talk about Prosper's defense. They've only given up 62 points in 5 games, which, hey, I don't care who you play, that's impressive. But, and they've got Boyd, West, and then Allen, so they're going to be, they
Softened
better
up.
be undefeated.
Yeah.
Where Allen now has Pesh this week and then Jesuit before they get to the Prosper game. And that'll be the game for the district title.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think,
their new stadium is going to be rocking.
yeah, it will be. That'll be fun that night.
Yeah, we need to show up in force.
So I think you're going to see Allen and Prosper in the playoffs. Beyond that, guys, I don't know. I don't know how, what does Jesuit do? Jesuit has beaten Boyd. And who else did they play? Let me check real quick.
You need to mention to Toby for those students to get to the game early at Prosper so they can get a big section of.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesuit beat Boyd and they beat Plano West.
Yep.
So they still have the meat of their schedule coming up.
Well, and their next week is going to be, the toughest because obviously they're playing Prosper, and so that's a real big test. Boyd and West are playing, which
Yeah.
they can beat each other up, and then Plano plays McKinney, which that ought to be
That'll
good. That ought to
competitive
be a
game.
good
Those
game.
teams are very similar.
I think so.
I see McKinney winning.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I think they
That would
can
be
for
great.
sure.
Yeah, McKinney has now played Prosper and Allen.
That's
So
right. They're well
the meat of
tested.
their schedules, way behind there. So
Bye, Alan.
bye, Allen. Everybody say bye to Allen.
Bye,
He's got to
Allen.
run. We'll see you later, brother. You weren't even on there.
Oh, don't forget
Don't
your stuff.
So you look at McKinney. McKinney probably has the easiest schedule of anybody in the district left because they got the 2 big boys out of the way. So they could,
They could win out.
they could win out and make the playoffs. Plano West will not, although they were competitive last week with Plano and actually had the lead late in that game.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Boyd is a better team than they're 1-4, but I think they're better than 1-4, and I'm not sure. It's Joe McBride's first
It's going to be tough for them to.
season
Recover
up
from
there,
that.
but he'll get that turned around. Plano, I don't know. It's the 2 teams that surprised me. I shouldn't say Plano surprised me. I think they're exactly what they are. The team that surprised me most this year is Plano East.
Yeah.
They
They're
finally
so
won,
far down. Yeah.
a game last week. No, actually they didn't. They played Prosper last week, but
Right.
they did win a game. They're 1-4. And that team.
And they're getting
last
big
year they
beat.
were much better.
Yeah.
And you really thought they were going to be competitive going
They're getting
forward.
beat big, and they're getting
Their
kind of
offense
shut
is
out
horrible.
offensively.
They've scored 63 points in 5 games.
yeah.
63.
That's tough. Well, I don't think they're making the playoffs. So we got
You
we got
can't
us
win a
and
lot of
Prosper.
games scoring 63 points. in 5.
Yeah.
That's 11, 12 points a game.
Yeah. Maybe you can in Wisconsin where they do nothing but running the ball. It's the Nagurski League, but
It's awful.
So we've got Allen, Prosper going to make the playoffs.
Yep.
You think Jesuit's going to be that third team?
Well, they haven't played the big boys yet, so
Well,
they're going to
Yeah. We'll
they're
see.
gonna have 2 losses.
But
I think,
Jesuit's going to make the playoffs, and then you think, okay, what's the fourth team?
which is just like it was last year.
Yeah.
Where you had 3
McKinney.
teams. So is
I'd be
McKinney
pulling
that
for
team?
McKinney. I
McKinney or Plano
yeah.
is going to be that 4th team.
I think it's McKinney.
I do too.
Well, we like shutting Plano out of the playoffs any chance we get, so it could happen again this year.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all 3 Plano schools need to be out of the
yeah,
playoffs.
yeah.
And Plano, they need. We all know the coaching situation and stuff, but they need to develop some quarterbacks down there. I mean, really, it looks like they have a running back playing quarterback.
Yep.
They,
Looks like they got a lineman.
they, as far as the pass routes and stuff, I mean, I remember back in the day that when they had the Lott kid at receiver, and
Yep.
they had, they've had good quarterbacks down there in the past seasons. But
Yeah,
They
number
don't-
44 is pretty spirited.
yeah, he played both sides of the ball, and he was a little, I'll say, edgy.
He was worked
That's
up.
a good way to put it. So it'll be interesting. Allen's got Pesh and Jesuit, and then Prosper. And so that's, I think Jesuit will be a little bit of a test. It's at home, senior night. I don't think there's going to be any worry, but it'll be a little more competition. It'll be the best competition in district they've had so far.
Yeah.
Prepare them for the Prosper game. Last home game of the year. We should have plenty of people there. So that'll be fun. And then you see what, the last 2 games after Jesuit are Boyd and West, which I
Right.
think kind of softens a little bit before you get into playoffs. So we'll see. The Prosper game, circle it November 1st. We have a new segment we're going to do every week now. And we've just decided to pick this up. And David's going to take this first week where we've decided that we're going to highlight and discuss a former Allen Eagle who's now playing in college somewhere. And David, who's your choice this week?
Well, it's Connor Limpert, and we just want to make everybody aware we do not forget about the boys once they move on.
Yep.
We stay in touch with them. We try and stay in touch with them and see what they're doing, and they even come back to the games. They drop by the tailgate. It's really nice to see that happen.
Podcast.
Drop in on podcasts with Jalen Guyton a couple weeks ago. It's really good. But we're going to highlight Connor Limpert this week. Connor was an Allen Eagle graduate of 2016. He was a 4-year letterman. He was all county first team special teams honors and all district 6A second team. He was the Coles High School All-American honorable mention, rated as the number 11 kicker prospect.
Sweet.
And that was in high school. He went as a walk-on at Arkansas.
Got a preferred walk on there. Yep.
Yeah, and he said it was an easy choice for him because his sister was already going to school there. He
His
received
sister played soccer? Yeah.
he received a full ride after the walk-on and proving himself. He was on the 2017-2018 SEC academic honor roll.
Thumbs up to that. That's
Yeah.
BEBC,
Absolutely
Peru.
great.
Education.
Yes, absolutely. As freshman, he was the team's primary kickoff specialist. Kicked off 43 times in 9 games. 9 kickoffs were for touchbacks. As a sophomore, longest kick was field goal was 48 yards. He was responsible for all 66 kickoffs. 21 of them were touchbacks.
Cool.
Had a game-winning field goal against Ole Miss, the team's first game-winning field goal since the 2010 Liberty Bowl. So that was a great
Been a
moment
while,
for him.
yeah.
As a junior, he was a semifinalist for the Lou Groza Award, presented to the nation's top kicker every year. So that was a very good honor there as well. Had a 79.2% field goal average. Had a career-long 54-yard field goal against North Texas on September 15th. On a cold, wet, rainy night in Little Rock, he went 4 for 4 on field goals. Went 43, 38, 38, and 36 against Ole Miss to become the first Razorback since 2007 to go 4 for 4 in a game. It's quite a feat. As a senior, this year named SEC Special Teams Player of the Week for his performance in the victory over Colorado State. So can anybody tell me who his field goal holder was here at Allen?
Well, one year it was Worsham Bryant did it.
I know, but I'm not going to say.
Why not?
Cole Carter.
There you go.
Mr. Hands.
Sticks going for 6.
Mr. Coach.
Yep. So, Connor,
He's been an asset for
you've
the
been
Razorbacks.
you've been a lamp for the Allen High School going on in college, and a light, and we appreciate everything you do.
And you're being watched. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, read your tweets.
Yeah. Nolan invited him to come on a podcast.
Absolutely.
And
Next
Miss
time he's in
Limpert.
town. Yeah, next time he's home. So.
Yeah, but you and your mom,
Yep.
come on and join us. We'd
Hey,
love to.
you talk about the touchbacks, his kickoffs. He's not even hitting them in the end zone anymore. They're going beyond the
Yeah,
end
I mean,
zone.
he was something special. I saw him as something special when he was here. I mean, and
That
maybe
kid's
it's because he was
got
different.
legs.
I mean, he's a lefty, and that was so cool. And I saw him at his early years, kicking pretty accurate field goals, and I thought, man, he's going to be something special.
He's kicked a couple long field goals that, oh my gosh, the way where they landed in the net,
Yeah.
we're talking 48, 49, 50-yard field goals, and they're still hitting the
Right.
net way up on the uprights.
Yeah.
You're like, holy cow.
He's well respected by all of his teammates
Yep.
up there in Arkansas, and I think it's great.
Way to be,
Congratulations, Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's making his dad Scott proud.
Absolutely.
He does a lot to honor his dad, and who passed away from a heart attack. And there's the Scott Limpert Foundation, which is a really good cause and goes to provide automated defibrillators, for the community and different areas where they're needed. So congratulations for I think making your dad proud.
And he did an excellent job as a senior after having to go through that his senior year.
Yeah.
And still came out and put 100% effort out and did great. So
Woo pig.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Big. Well, today is a special day for some of us. For those of us who sit in the section we sit in, our little buddy Caleb, James, turns 3 today.
I know.
And Caleb, we want to give you a
Crazy.
shout out. Party later this afternoon. So
Apparently, he's the biggest Allen fan there ever was.
man, he can sing the fight song
From
can't he?
day one.
Yeah, we've got a video of him singing the fight song. It's awesome. But Caleb, happy 3rd birthday to you, my friend. Susie, we're thinking of you again. Hope you're hanging in there with your fight against cancer. We're thinking about you. And, hope you enjoyed today's podcast. But we just want to know we're thinking about you. Next week, it's Plano East at Kimbrough, everybody's favorite stadium.
Stadium.
There's one more party today.
Whose party is that?
I get to go to a party today.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Get to find out if Paw Thad's going to have a grandson or a granddaughter. They're doing a gender reveal up there in Oklahoma.
I'm sure there'll be video.
I think there will. Well, yeah. My
Don't-
wife is
don't
affectionately
embarrass
known
And
as
there's
Nat Geo. I'm sure there's going to be.
is in Oklahoma, isn't there a third gender that it could be?
It could be.
I'm
It could
afraid
be.
to
It
even
could
ask.
be. It could be a Hulkamizer.
Oh, boy.
That's California.
Oh, geez.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm going for girl. I'm
Congratulations.
thinking pink.
When's that baby due?
February-ish.
All right. Well, at least it's after football season. So.
Yeah.
Cool. So that'll be fun. Have fun at that. Be careful on your travels up there. So 7 o'clock Friday night, it's a away game, student section. Make sure you show up. It's not that far.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've got
Allen Eagle Stadium 3.
Yeah, we'll all be there. So
Kimbrough, Murphy.
until then, enjoy your Saturday. Hook 'em.
Be
and
nice.
we will go be kind today.
A War Eagle too. We got to beat the Gators.
Yeah, War Eagle. I'm fine with that. Anybody else want to do a shout out for something?
Yeah, get your guns up.
Okay. There you go. See
They
you
still
guys
got a
later.
football program even after Kingsbury left.